So it's 2 a.m. and you're watching all these motivational videos and you decide tomorrow I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm gonna have the most productive day. So you set your alarm to 5 a.m. and at 5 a.m. when the alarm rings, you hit snooze again and again and again. And when you end up waking, it's actually 12 a.m. Now you don't feel motivated at all because you have slept half the day. If this is you, then this video is for you. Usually why we fail to have a proper morning routine is because all our days are not the same. Some days we have a lot of energy and a lot of time, and those are the days when we have the ideal productive morning routine. Some days we have less energy but we have time to spare, and some days we have no energy at all and no time at all. So how do you have a productive morning routine irrespective of the amount of time you have and your level of energy that day? In this video, I will share with you a few habits that is crucial for everyone to have in their morning routine to make it perfect, but also mold it according to the amount of time you have and the amount of energy you have. So let's get started. So how I create my morning routine according to my level of energy and time is I create 3 columns and name them the ideal morning routine, the realistic morning routine, and the minimal morning routine. My ideal morning routine is for the days when I have a lot of energy and also a lot of time to spare. And realistic morning routine is for the days I have average level energy or not a lot of time to spare. And minimal morning routine is for those days when you barely have the energy to get out of your bed or you barely have the time to even have your breakfast. So there are 7 to 8 habits that I love doing in the morning, but some take up a lot of time and some don't. So you basically have to put these habits in these categories according to the level of energy and the amount of time you have. So what are these habits actually? Let's see. Waking up early. Now, early is different for everyone. Not everyone can wake up at 4 a.m., especially those who are going for night shifts. So for some people, 4 a.m. is early. For some people, 10 a.m. is early. So how do you define your early is from your bedtime, make sure that you are having at least 6 hours of sleep. So that would tell you what your earliest time to wake up would be. To start waking up early, if you're not an early riser, you can try 2 methods. One is to reduce your bedtime 30 minutes every day and wake up 30 minutes early every day. Or you can directly jump to your ideal bedtime and ideal time to wake up early in the morning. Now, it depends on what kind of person you are. If you are a person who likes slow transitions in their life, then the most apt method would be the method number 1. But if you are a person who finds it difficult to stay consistent with your habits, then maybe the second option is better for you. Do experiment with both the methods and figure out what makes it easier for you to wake up early and go to bed early. Another thing that helped me a lot is rewarding yourself after you wake up early in the morning and you complete a few tasks. For me, the first 2 weeks that I forced myself to wake up early, I used to allow myself to play games for at least 2 hours, and which made me really happy. And so even on the days I felt like I really do not want to wake up this early, the silver lining of that particular day was me gaming. So eventually what happened was I stopped gaming because I didn't need it as motivation to wake up anymore. I genuinely fell in love with slow mornings, and I love the mornings because you're the only one awake and it's so calm and so peaceful. So have something that is rewarding after you have completed a set of tasks which you think was making you productive. So now when you're designing your ideal morning routine, realistic morning routine, and your minimal morning routine, you can reduce the time of what is early for you. Ideal time to wake up would be 5 a.m. or your realistic time to wake up would be 7 a.m. and at a minimal your time to wake up would be around 9. Making your bed. This seems so insignificant, and this is one of those habits when I heard about it, I was so skeptical because there is no way making my bed is going to motivate me early in the morning, especially when I woke up against my will, which nobody likes to wake up in the morning. I was really feeling very skeptical because there's no way you can feel motivated after doing a task which nobody likes, that is making your bed. So I didn't believe in this for the longest time until I tried it myself. I was shocked at why I was feeling good about it. So I kind of did some searching and I found out that if this is the first thing that you do in the morning as soon as you wake up, you feel like you've already accomplished a task in mere few minutes of waking up, which kind of pushes you and increases your motivation. Look, I first of all woke up early and I've already done my bed. Look at me go. There's this burst of motivation. It takes very less energy to do and it makes you feel good and motivated. So it is the best habit that you can try. You don't have to believe me. Try it for yourself and see if it works. Again, if you're designing it according to your 3 levels of morning routine. You can do dust your bed and make your bed for the ideal morning routine, or you can just make your bed for the realistic morning routine and just completely skip it for the minimal routine because you won't have time. Cut down sugar in breakfast. There's this one issue I had when I started waking up early in the first few weeks, is that I used to feel so energetic, so motivated in the morning that I finished all of these tasks. But the issue was that I felt the slump or the tiredness, the sluggishness coming in when 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. hit, and I just couldn't keep my eyes open. I just fell asleep. Then when I was doing some research on why we feel this sort of tiredness in the middle of the day and how we can avoid this, I got to know that sugar is the reason for this. Sugar is a substance that increases your energy dramatically in the beginning, but also dramatically drops your energy levels as time passes by. So what I realized was I was having coffee with loads of sugar in it because I love my coffee sweet. So that was the reason I just could not keep myself awake after 12 p.m. Sugar actually sabotages your entire purpose of the morning routine, because the whole purpose is I'll wake up early, I'll have a productive day. And whilst you're having, if you're just going to fall asleep uncontrollably, then I think there is no purpose to this. So avoid added sugars. Instead, opt for food with high nutrients like eggs, avocados, oats, or if you want an alternate to drinks, you can switch to smoothie. Or if you think all this is complicated for you to make, just drink water. Water literally fixes everything. You want clear skin? Water. You want to regulate your blood pressure? Water. You want to increase your energy levels and your brain function? Water. Look, the benefits are too many to list out, so just drink water. Learning something new. Slow mornings are beneficial in so many ways. They increase your productivity, they increase your creativity, it enhances your focus and also reduces stress. So spending a little time on learning something new is the best way you can take your morning slow, and also you get to increase knowledge. It can be anything. You can read a book, or you can listen to a podcast, or you can even watch an educational video on YouTube. For those people who say I don't really have that much time to spare in my daily morning routines, I'd say layer it with something else that you're doing. Let's say you're brushing your teeth, you can also listen to an informative podcast, or you're having your breakfast, you can read a book along with that. So try to get in something that will help you elevate yourself and your knowledge, and something that contributes to your self-development. Even though these are small habits which may seem insignificant and pointless in the beginning, as and when you start doing this consistently, you will notice a major difference. So if you have to put it in the 3 levels of morning routine, you can reduce the time of consumption of this knowledge. I would say 30 minutes of podcast in your ideal morning routine, 15 minutes of podcast in your realistic morning routine, and 5 minutes of podcast in your minimal morning routine. It could be a podcast or anything else, but I'm just giving you an example. Physical activity. Any kind of movement in your body produces endorphins, which are basically neurotransmitters that tell your brain to feel good. So it provides you energy for the rest of the day and helps you avoid that sluggish feeling in the middle of the day. Movement can be of any form. It could be just a brisk walk, or going to the gym, or just working out at home, or even a little dance session. But make sure there is some movement in your body. I know not everyone can hit the gym, and that's okay. Just do what suits your body the most. Again, if you are setting up the 3 levels of your morning routine, then you can reduce the time just as the previous habit that I stated. Organize your tasks. It is very important for you to put down the tasks that you have in your mind on a piece of paper and make a to-do list. There are 2 reasons why you should do this, and that is because it gives your brain direction that after task A, I have to do task B. After task B, I have to do task C. And this gives your brain a proper flow. So I have to do this, after this, after this. And you are least likely to get distracted with anything else. And even if you have a lot of things on your mind, you have chances of forgetting these things. So putting them down on paper is the best way you can avoid it. And the second reason being, when you strike off a task in your to-do list, it gives you some motivation. Just like how making your bed gives you that burst of motivation, even though it takes very less energy, this striking off also gives you that burst of happiness and motivation, like I already finished one, now I can head on to the second one. So even if you're feeling distracted, this action of striking off that particular task actually will motivate you to go to the next task. Getting ready. Doing your skincare, doing your makeup, and dressing up, even if you're not going outside, creates this compartmentalization effect in your head. So every time you dress up in professional clothes, this creates the effect in your brain like it is work time now. So even if you are at home and you wear your work clothes at home, it creates this effect in your head like now it's time to work. Similarly, same works with your pajamas. So every time you wear your pajamas, your brain is like now it's time to sleep, and every time you wear something comfortable, your brain is like now it's time to chill. So do not wear your pajamas at normal times of the day, only wear it while you're sleeping, so it helps create that compartmentalization effect. For me, I had a different issue. I wore normal clothes, but I used to wrap myself around with a blanket because it's really cold in the mornings here. I ended up feeling cozy, and sometimes I did convince myself that I can chill a little in the morning because I woke up in the morning. It's kind of an accomplishment. So instead of having a productive morning, I'm just gonna chill and do something that isn't really that productive. It is okay to do something that is not productive, but again, if this is repeating every day, it deflects from your purpose. So what I started doing is started putting on warm clothes that I wear for work at home itself in the morning, and by afternoon I change again because it's not that cold anymore. So this really helped me create that compartmentalization effect. Even for this habit, you can have the 3 tiers as skincare, makeup, dressing, skincare, dressing, and just skincare. Or anything, however you like your morning routine to be at minimal stage. Deep work. Have a session of an hour or 2 of deep work. Now, when you're doing this deep work, make sure you eliminate all your distractions. No listening to podcast in the background, no listening to music in the background, no other activity. Put your phone on do not disturb mode. Keep away all the distractions, and also make sure you are in an environment where there is minimal distractions. And if you do have an environment in which distractions are inevitable, like let's say the sounds of the cars on the street, you can't really control it. It's still gonna come. So you can wear some noise cancellation headphones instead. The whole purpose of deep work is quality over quantity. If I were to plan my study schedule, I would plan 5 hours of this particular subject. But you and I both know that we humans have the attention span of a goldfish, and our concentration levels are really short. So for us to study for 5 hours continuously is not realistic. So instead of that, completely eliminate all your distractions where you don't think about anything else. So you have cleared your external distractions as well as your internal distractions. And just focus on your work for just 1 hour. Again, if your work does not get over in 1 hour, you can take a nice little break, but you have to have that self-discipline to come back after break and continue your work, because there is no self-development without self-discipline. So make sure you do come back after your break and then have another hour of deep focus. And this is how you can curate your own morning routine according to your time and your energy levels. You do not have to replicate anyone's morning routine. If I shared with you my ideal morning routine from minute to minute, it won't be ideal for you because your circumstances and my circumstances would be different. So curate your own morning routine and do not forget to try and experiment what works the best. You don't have to listen to one person and be like, okay, she said this, so I'm going to follow this blindly. No, experiment for yourself and see what works the best for you, because again, everyone is different. For some people, waking up early works. For some people, late nights work. So make sure you are experimenting with yourself and seeing what is ideal for you, and then curating the perfect morning routine for yourselves. I hope this video was informative and helpful. I will see you again in another video. Until then, bye-bye.